Good afternoon, everyone. Today's video is going to be about workforce development and specifically about our continuing education and workforce development program here at SEC. We have a friend with us, Paul Lytle. He is our Director of Continuing Education and Workforce Development. And Paul was just telling me, he has a very, very important role at the college. About 5 years ago when we launched our existing strategic plan, which we're about to replace with a new strategic plan for the next 5 years, one of the important goals was to establish more of a presence throughout our 15 county service area. And we've done that through the form of we've added 6 learning centers, a new facility in Falls City. And one of the things we want to do is make sure we're fully supporting those programs and helping them work with the surrounding employers and making sure we're meeting their workforce needs in the communities and among the employers. So Paul, tell us, I know that has shifted a little bit, obviously because of the COVID, you're doing some other things. So kind of tell us about that role and why it's so important, and maybe you can talk about some of the other things you're having to work on because of the shifting due to COVID.
Sure. So thanks for having me here today. I appreciate it. And I love workforce development, and the team that we have assembled is fantastic. Marguerite Himmelberg, our senior director, I work with her frequently. And through her, I've been able to get opportunities to set in with like our York Seward Thayer group, which is a group of manufacturers. And that's been really fascinating. You set in there on those meetings and you can find out, especially now, like you mentioned with the COVID that's happened, you're hearing so many different things happening in manufacturing right now in industry. They're looking to the community college for guidance on many things. And so being a part of those meetings has really opened my eyes. You hear as far as some of the businesses are not impacted whatsoever. They're just really doing well. But the vast majority are facing many, many, hurdles. And I mean, for example, some of them had to lay off staff. Others have had illnesses within because of the COVID. And they're also looking for ways to partner and reskill. And so that's where the community college comes in here, which is a great thing. And they do look to us as a very strong leader in the community. And so that to me is a great opportunity and kind of a segue into with our learning centers. I mean, that was a fantastic move to get those in place. I mean, you've hit this 15 county area now, and we've got the resources in place to do this. So with workforce development in my role, I'm able to support as a supporting role to the learning center coordinators. And if they need me to reach out to a manufacturer or a business, first of all, I enjoy that with the people side of it. It's a lot of fun, and the neat thing about doing that is, and as things ramp up again and we're able to get back out in the community, face to face, one of the things I've truly enjoyed is getting out there and seeing some of the businesses that are out there in terms of what the manufacturers do, the processes, and then hearing what their needs are. And that's where continuing ed is fantastic. We're able to step in there and identify their needs, listen, and then we can start shaping and forming a program of study that will meet their needs for the employees or onboarding, whatever they need, whether it's trades and industry, whether it's through computers, I mean, a whole range of things. So that's kind of a real brief look at some of the things I've been involved in here and the real positive things I see coming out of continuing ed and the college as a whole.
That's wonderful, Paul. I think one of the interesting things about when I was listening to you, when you think about higher education, we like to think that as community colleges, we're very nimble relative to larger, slower moving institutions, maybe 4-year institutions and colleges and universities. But from an employer perspective, that may not be the case. They may see, well, associate degree takes 2 years to get. I need a skilled worker right now. I've got workers that I've just shifted what we're doing in terms of manufacturing, and I need them to do this. And I don't need a certification right now. I just need them to learn how to do this. And I need a trained welder to make that happen. And so from their perspective, we need to be nimble in a much more flexible, faster way. And that's, I think, what we do here at the college when it comes to our contract training and many other things that we're doing. We can come right in and set up some type of training that is immediately helpful to them. Is that, do you feel like that's a fair sort of summary of, from their perspective of, it's not always the case that they're just needing to hire our graduates from our associate degree programs, but sometimes it's that they really need something very specialized and they need it quick.
I would say you hit it right on the head because, having been in business before and a business owner, I looked at when we would be doing things. I will use SEC as an example here for a resource too. You're absolutely right when it comes to speed of turnaround. Businesses don't operate in our timeline. It's like, if I need something now, I need it now. And they expect it. And if we can't provide that for them, they will head elsewhere. So you're right. In continuing ed, we are really able to do that. And the cool thing is, we've got fantastic faculty that we can draw upon. And we've got unbelievable resources. I think in terms of, I'll pick on him here, but Kirby Taylor, he's been fantastic to work with. And many of the other instructors that, I don't have time to name everybody, but if we have a company come to us and say, hey, Paul, we need some training right now in machining. Well, we can sit down there and that with Kirby and that department, we can say, let's get a meeting together here with the company. Let's get a meeting of the minds. We understand what they really need, develop that track, and we can turn this thing around very quickly. And to your point, Paul, we can absolutely offer the specific specialized training they need and in a very short time. Maybe they need 3 days of training, 8 hours, or they need a 40-hour training in 1 week. We can accommodate that. Hours are not an issue. We can do it day, night. So yeah, it is a really good thing to be able to offer that to the business community.
And I think you think about all the modernization we're doing and it's not just our facilities, it's our processes and our calendar systems. We're now on a semester calendar that frees up that summer where we can do really interesting, unique things when it comes to specialized training. So we have this wonderful career academy on the 880 Lincoln campus that has some wonderful, very, very specialized spaces, construction trades, welding, and so forth, machining. There's opportunities there. There's opportunities on some of our, we have a new Crete Carrier Diesel Technology and Welding Center in Milford. We have this incredible space that we could do training, the type of training that we couldn't do in the past. So that's really exciting too. You are getting new tools that you can share with those employers, Paul, as it relates to what we can offer in terms of our spaces, and also just our systems now allow us to have more flexibility for more specialized training. What else do you want to tell us about what you're working on, or anything else about workforce education? I really like what you said about one of your favorite parts of your job is building those relationships with the employers. And I can say this with all honesty, of course, because I've known you since you're one of the first persons I met, I think, Paul. And at first I thought maybe I just like Paul because I also have the first name Paul. But no, I like Paul because you have a wonderful, very welcoming approach to people, and that was great. I was new and you welcomed me, and it sounds like you do the same thing with the employers. Does that sound right?
Well, I try to. Most times, certainly I have my days, but I do like working with employers, and the staff at SCC has been fantastic, welcoming, and it's been very, very good. And so for getting out in the community, when I get an opportunity to do that, it's really a lot of, it's not a job, it's a lot of fun. You get out there, you meet the people. And I think the thing that's been most rewarding to me is seeing what can we do as a college and as individuals to help someone else do better. And so for me personally, that's been the really, probably the most rewarding thing, I would have to say, in this job that I have here. It's really a good thing.
I always think to myself how fortunate I feel, and really how fortunate I think everyone who works for SEC. We really get to do something special. We're an open access institution where we're giving everyone the potential life-changing benefits to higher education, and that's just really a really cool thing to be able to be part of. And I think helping employers what's so great about that is often you're not only helping the employers, but you're helping the employees or future employees. Anything else you want to add? We probably ought to wrap this up, Paul, but you've done a really nice job.
Well, thank you. I'll just stop there and just say, love what we're doing here in continuing ed, and also to partner with everybody as far as in the credit side of things, because I feel that's just a real natural thing to do. And I've been really fortunate working with a lot of the faculty and some of the deans. I just feel very welcome. We've had great response when we reach out to people. It's like, hey, do you have a faculty member that would want to teach some of this stuff in the continuing ed for us? And it's like, let's talk about this. We do find the resources. So to me, it's a really good partnership.
Yeah, we're doing some really special and great things at the college, Paul, and this is really important to point out that these things don't happen without the employees, without the people that care, and you clearly care about the college and our mission and our goals. So that's really, really important. So I thank you for that, and I thank you for spending a little time with me this afternoon on a Friday. It shows either one of two things: incredible dedication, or the inability to tell the president no when I asked him 10 minutes ago, will he make a video? And it was I caught him off guard, just invited him in, and he said yes. So either you need to work on saying no or keep being very agreeable. I'll let you decide, Paul.
Thanks.
Thank you. Everyone have a great rest of your Friday afternoon. Take care.